Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. I pray all is well with everyone. And I'm here this morning to talk about the Mr. and Mrs. The Truth saga. It's a sad situation. And whether it's a skit or not a skit, domestic violence is real. As we see, we're losing a lot of women and children to the hands of domestic violence. And I am a domestic violence victim and went through it for many, many years. So that's a touchy subject for me. You know, God removed him out of my life because I probably wasn't going to remove myself. And he saved my family by taking one, if you can understand what I'm saying. Um, Rest in peace to my ex. I will always have love for him. But the truth is the truth. He was a violent man, an emotional man, a narcissist that blames everyone but himself. But I never want to talk ill on the dead because once again, I still love that man and wish that he was here on earth to have watched the children grow, whether we were together or not. But this situation, they say it's a skit, but I don't believe that it's a skit. No one plays around like that. The reason he wants to say it's a skit is because they are supposed to be this black goals relationship power couple. And it's not. It's not. There's no such thing of a perfect relationship. So that's why us as people need to stop idolizing others because we're only shown what they want us to see. And so we start to look at our lives as if we're missing out on something or woe is me, pity party for myself. Why don't I have a significant other like this? When in reality, we don't know what's going on behind closed doors. And I truly, in my heart, don't believe this is a skit because no one wants to display, especially people of their character, would not want to display their relationship in such a light, using domestic violence as a joke. He put his hands on her. She may have put her hands back on him. But don't come and tell us it's raining when you're peeing on us because ain't nobody no fool. You guys have a toxic relationship. But don't blame it on the public, the truth, by saying for the past 6 years people have tried to tear you guys down and we have been toxic towards your relationship with the comments on the internet and adding your children into the scenario. All that is a bunch of BS when you should just be a man and stand on what you did, have some type of remorse, and change your life. Because your wife isn't going to come out here and say all the things she's saying just to spruce up a skit, knowing that this is a touchy, touchy subject for many because so many are going through it and so many have been through it. And if you're blessed to get out because your life is worth more than a spouse that is abusing you in any kind of way, verbally, physically, mentally, spiritually. You're worth more than that. And so I don't believe it. And I wish that he would be transparent and come out and tell the truth, you know, and try to change so you could be help to other men that are in the same position that you're in. So when you're blaming everyone, when your wife says you're a narcissist, that is proof that she's not lying, because you put this whole situation off on social media. We didn't ask you to come out here and show your business to the world, or to come out and do a bad skit if it was a skit. So, how dare you blame us for what was brought into the light? You know, I tell people all the time, do not idolize people, because we don't ever know what's going on behind closed doors. And there's a lot of skeletons and bones falling out of people's closets these days that we thought was on top of the world and had it all made in the shade, when that is so untrue. But I hate that this is going on in anyone's relationship, because, like I said, I am a domestic violence survivor. And if I went deep into what I went through, Lord have mercy, I can tell you God has been good to me and spared my life. And I am here to have a testimony and be transparent and talk about it, to try to help others in the same situation. You know, nowadays it's hard to step or tiptoe into others' relationships, because most of the time, to be honest, people do go back and they're back together. And now you have put your mouth as a friend or as a loved one, as a family member. You have talked on their relationship, and now they're back together, and now you're looking like the bad guy, you know, when all you were trying to do was support and help the victim. But I hope that Mrs. LaTruth finds her truth and stays away if this is something that has been going on for a long time, as we see it may have been. This isn't something that happened overnight, you know, and I don't think she deserves it. As true as she was to him and right by his side through his cancer battle, you know, and I mean right there by his side as he lost weight and got so skinny and was going through surgeries, and just the sickness in general is stressful for a partner, let alone the person, you know. So I don't see her deserving that. She birthed his children. He states that she's a wonderful mom, and I believe that, you know. So your children reading things on the internet has nothing to do with us and what you give us to talk about when you are displaying these behaviors for the public to see. Because, like I said, people look up to you guys, and it's like a letdown. It's like a awe moment. Really? Is this true? Could this be happening? Yes, it could have. It could be happening and could have been happening. But I just hope that he changes, and that Mrs. LaTruth sees her worth and knows that she's better than this. If this is something that has been going on constantly, she should have been gone. But if this is a first time, which not at all, she needs to save herself and her children, because he's not accepting responsibility for his actions at all. So when people don't accept responsibility for their actions, they're not changing. They're not changing at all because they haven't even came to grips with their self, and those are narcissist behaviors, that they are the ones in the wrong versus pointing the finger at everyone else. Because I found that so crazy to say that social media was the problem. But I will let that go because this is a touchy situation for a lot of people. But I had to speak on it because I am a survivor. And like I said, I may not be here to even have a testimony to talk about my situation if God hadn't removed him from our lives. And it's sad to say, but it is the truth. It is the truth. So anyone that's going through domestic violence, please, 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 as we're seeing what's going on around the world that is blowing our minds, because these are unheard of things where the men are taking the women's lives as well as the children, and then sometimes their own. You don't want to be in a situation like this. So when you see those signs or you go through something like this, run. Get away. Get away as quick as possible because nothing's going to change. Nothing at all. Unless that person wants to change and receive help. And sometimes that's just near and far. It just doesn't take place. But I want to thank all my supporters and let you know that I appreciate you all. And please like, share, subscribe, and cut on your post notifications for my next post. And one more thing when we're talking about a relationship. Chef Corman, don't allow your relationship to push and cause a wedge between you and all of your loved ones. And it's everyone else's problem. It's everyone else's fault. Everyone's upset because you're in love. No, people love love. You know, we have some evil people on this earth, but most people love a good love story. So you need to be careful because now all of a sudden you're being pushed and pulled in these different directions to where it's causing problems on your long-lasting relationships with your daughter, with your granddaughter, with your business partners, with your friends. That's a red flag. That's a red flag. You guys haven't been together that long to be having these many problems, and then you say that you're happy, but then you contradict yourself and say that you're so depressed and sad. I believe the depressed and sad. I don't believe you're happy as you portray. You have a lot of issues going on as well that you really need to work on within yourself. First, within yourself. Love yourself because self-love is the best love. Take care of you. Give yourself some self-care so you'll be able to see the signs that are right smack in your face. But God bless everyone, and you all have a wonderful, prosperous day. And as I say, never let anyone steal your joy because it was never theirs to begin with. You hold on tight to your peace and your joy and your good energy because we need more of it in the world. But God bless everyone. You guys have a wonderful, blessed, and prosperous day. And I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Bye bye.